was in a KY. I saw a commercial here a while back for KY warming gel. And I was like, it burns enough when I have sex as it is. I don't think I want to pay extra for that number. What I think is funny, though, is sodomy is actually illegal. I mean, it's against the law. Sodomy is against the law. And if you break that law, they send you to jail for more sodomy. I don't know. I don't understand how they came to that logic. I actually went to jail once for like a week, and I remember thinking when they put me, put me in jail, everybody, I remember thinking, the first guy that even looks at me, I'm gonna kick his ass. First guy looks at me, whistles at me, and after about 3 or 4 days of being there, no one was checking me out. Nobody made any attempt to anything. No one tried to touch my butt or anything. And it came to a point where I started kind of wondering, I'm like, is it me? What did I do wrong? I went back to my, I do, I fucked that, I guess, if I've been here long enough. I don't know. Anyhow. No, the other day I was on the internet, I was cruising around there, and I ran across some of the dirtiest, filthiest, porn I've ever, this stuff was, and the fact that these girls were doing these lascivious and decent, just, these, and let some guy tape it, and I got to think, any guy that's into this, he should be ashamed of himself, and if there's any girls here that's into that, my cell phone number is 515-975-1454. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dane Fletcher. That's my time. I'm glad to be back. I'm from here. I had to move away from Iowa because I found out it was tornado season was coming up. Yeah, they had the 6th highest number of tornadoes per square mile. They also got the 6th highest number of trailer parks per capita. That just proves my theory that white trash attract tornadoes. Now, I did that joke in McPherson, Kansas, and 6 guys ready to whoop my ass. And I knew their names because it was right there on their shirt. And I'm not saying that if you live in a trailer you're white trash. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is you never hear about tornadoes hitting rich people. You never watch the news and movie on playing badminton on the back lawn. And that's when our youngest son Eugene shouted, "Father, Father, there's a tornado coming, and I buried my son to full drive." No, it's always some backwoods hillbilly sister fucking douchebag, and I'll tell you what the goddamn tornado sounded like. It sounds the same way it sounded last year, the year before that. I was in the house watching the TV, and the boy came on there, and he was talking about something or other, and I didn't even want, I was watching wrestling, and I was in there, and I knew when that place started shaking, it was time to get the, What? I noticed it. Every time you ever see that, there's always some 13-year-old girl in the background, a baby, right here. You ever notice that? They always got some cut off belly shirt that says kitten or hottie or something. And it's never the girl who should be wearing it because it looks like a pop can of biscuits out just around the bottom, and they have the shelf there. I went back home here about a month ago by now. I went back home and I saw this friend of mine. It was okay, set the picture here. It was me, and then my buddy, and then another guy. I didn't know him. It was a friend of a friend. And his daughter came out and he said, "I'd like to introduce you to my daughter. Her name is Heavenly Angel, and whatever her last name is." And I said, just kind of a knee-jerk reaction, she's going to be a stripper. And yeah, they didn't set very well at all. And I was like, look, you have to understand something. What you name your daughter is going to have a big impact on that kid's life. If you name your kid Larry, he's going to be a damn good bowler, okay? You name your kid Corky, he's not going to be the quarterback, all right? You name your kid Raul, he's going to jail. What you name your kids is going to affect. If you name your daughter Heavenly, she's going to be a stripper. And I'm not bagging on strippers. Don't think I am. I think strippers are great. I wrecked a marriage over a stripper. Really, I'm not. Basically, the problem is with my job. I work Wednesday through Saturday. Those are your prime titty bar nights. I have to go on like Tuesdays. All right. Yeah, not exactly the varsity squad on a Tuesday. I went to one here a while back, and it was stretch marks and Caesarean scars as far as the eye could see. Oh, God, it was awful. And then girls are mad. I like the kind of girl that knows how to move. And kind of these girls, they're mad they were there. They'd march up to you. Look at it. Look at it, God damn it. Look at it. And they do that. Ugh. It's not sexy when they do that. When they do that, it always kind of reminds me of the inside of the predator's mouth. You know, when he goes, "Brrrr." For those of you that are eating, you're welcome. On behalf of the Improv.